All right, Joaquin, we have to start with that hilarious bromance between you and Rodney. It was kind of tragic in a way because it ended with your downfall, I guess. Do you think that's what cost you the game?
Yeah, for sure, 100%, no question about it. You know, Mike couldn't bear to see, you know, somebody take away his friend, you know, and he was definitely jealous. And he likes to say, we're a power couple, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, deep down inside, he couldn't take it. Plus, on top of that, I was getting too close with Sierra, you know, and, you know, he had to do what he had to do, and he took me out.
Hey, isn't Mike and Dan kind of in a bromance of their own? They're always taking baths together in the water.
They are in a bromance of their own. Those two were more inseparable than me and Rodney could ever be. But you know, I should. You know, you're right. Now that you say it, I could have turned around and said the same exact thing to all of them. They're like, hey, you gotta get that man around. You're 100% right. Can't be the first person to say that to me. Our God.
Is it fair to say you were actually blindsided, or did you see that coming?
No, I was completely blindsided, 100%. I mean, I knew that there was going to be 3 votes for Joaquin. I knew that. That was not, you know, anything new. I knew it was going to be Joaquin 3, Joe 3. But I was comfortable with that. I just, I thought that Sierra was going to be, you know, the one that wrote down Joe for the 4th vote. So even when I did have 3 Joaquins up there, I was cool, calm, and collective. I was like, yep, exactly how I'm going, how it's supposed to go now. And then, no, it was another Joaquin.
I love how the episode showed Sierra writing like the J and the O, so we didn't know exactly who she was going for.
I know, but if you're really smart, you see where she started the J, and it was over to the far left of the page. So obviously it had to be Joaquin. But yeah, hey, listen, production is nailing it this season. They're doing a great job.
And watching it on TV, it was really, really evident that Mike was throwing that challenge. But from your guys' perspective, did you have any idea that that's what was going on?
No, not at all. I mean, aside from Rodney telling me that they were going to throw the challenge, he said they were going to throw the challenge. I was like, don't do it. It's like, don't worry, we're going to throw a challenge. We're going to get Joe. I was like, all right, fine. Whatever, man. What are you going to do? But I didn't think it wasn't that evident. You didn't hear him talking to Kelly or anything like that. But once he couldn't get it, I was just like, there's no way he could be that stupid. Anybody like they went down to 5 items. Like, come on, you got to be kidding me. You know, I was like, all right. But even then, like I said, I wasn't going home. I thought somebody else was going to go home.
And is that the challenge you sat out of? Like, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, the only challenge I ever sat out.
Oh, bummer.
And it was retarded. It was so stupid of me. But like I said, I wasn't even worried. Even if we were going to tribal, it was fine because I had Sierra voting for Joe, Tyler, and Rodney voting for Joe. Because worse comes to worse, Joe goes home.
In your eyes, who is playing the best game right now in either tribe?
I gotta go with Carolyn. Carolyn or Mike. Either one of those two are playing an incredible game. You know, but we'll see.
And our contest winner at Gold Derby, his name is John Benetti. He has a question for you. He wants to know, why was Joe off the table in terms of making an alliance with him?
Well, because we were sending Joe home from the start. Once we saw Joe got pulled away from the No Collar tribe, the last thing we wanted was to see Joe sent back to the merge and having 5 No Collars together, which that we thought was going to be a disaster. So we didn't want to bring Joe in because Joe was basically our target.
Gotcha. What was absolutely the hardest part about being on Survivor? Was it like the starvation or the challenges or the social aspects? What was the hardest part for you?
No, the starvation is one thing. It's fine. After 2 or 3 days of not eating, your body is very accustomed to it. And the challenges, I love the challenges. You could be totally, depleted, but once Jeff says go, you're running on pure adrenaline and you're right back at it. For me, it probably had to be the first 12 days having to deal with Shireen. That definitely was the most, that social part when you just want to get away from someone and you just cannot, you're just stuck there. That literally drove me crazy.
And how do you think your edit went down? Do you think you were portrayed accurately on the show?
Yeah, actually, I was really, because they started with me being extremely arrogant to the point where it was all right, enough. And then you saw sides of me that were very genuine, and I think that they actually did a great job portraying me for the person that I actually am.
Nice. Did anything happen out there that didn't get shown on TV, and you're kind of surprised that it didn't make it on the air?
Yeah, actually, I had a really big blow up on Shireen, because of something that she did to us, and I was very surprised they didn't show it. I think they couldn't have shown it because I was cursing every other word. So they probably were all right, yeah, we cannot post that. And then yeah, they don't show Carolyn and I getting together day 4 and becoming extremely close throughout the rest of the season. I'm still not sure why they didn't show that.
And in the very first episode, you chose to deceive your tribe by taking the clue. Is there any regrets there, or are you happy that you and So made that decision?
No, it's my biggest regret, hands down. It sent my girl home. She was my closest ally. And I regret that deeply because if we would have probably been honest, and probably would have went and lost the first match, So probably would have still stuck around. And, she got sent home, which left me on the outs, but I quickly recuperated. But yeah, that's definitely my biggest regret, hands down.
And what was your audition process like? How did you get cast on the show?
I got really lucky. I was just at the right place at the right time, to tell you the truth. What ended up happening, I was just walking through LA, just minding my own business, trying to pick up girls. And I came across this hot blonde on a social media app, and she linked up with me and then asked me if I wanted to be on TV, and I was like, sure, but I'm leaving for Vegas. So when I got back from Vegas, catch my flight, I went and I skilled the interview, and they're like, oh, you're not going anywhere. And they checked me into the hotel, and before I knew it, it was a week and a half later, and I had gone through psych tests, interviews, immunizations, shots, and I was being sent home. And I hadn't ever seen Survivor, not a day in my life. I was basically just winging it.
That's so crazy. But you played really well for someone that had never really seen the show before.
I know, so you can only imagine. I'm going to be watching this show now for the next couple of years, and I can't wait to hopefully get the chance to come back and actually really fuck shit up.
Nice. Well, thanks a lot, Joaquin. Maybe we'll see you at the reunion show in a couple months here.
Yeah, for sure, 100%, my man. You take care now.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.